What's happening, everyone? Welcome to the show. You're happening? Well, good. Um, no, something just caught me off guard. Thought I saw something up here, but so I think tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. I kind of don't feel like doing any testing with audio. I've been doing too much. Kind of getting a little tired. But I was thinking about showing you guys a little, I guess, a documentary, kind of, sort of, on the Queen Mary. I watched it the other day, and it was it's brought back a lot of memories. And it's just kind of cool seeing a few things, and seeing Peter. I mean, I only got to meet Peter once, but I knew a lot about him. Talked to a lot of people that knew him personally, and we would share stories. It was just kind of weird. I mean, the first time I met him, I probably spent like over an hour with him. We're just chit chatting, walking around. He was showing me some things on the Queen Mary. We're sharing some stories. God, it was just weird when I met him. It just felt like we known each other for a long time, and it was the first time that we met. And I planned on going out there to see him again, and fortunately, he passed before I was able to get back out there to go hang out with him. I just was, doing a lot of stuff. I was really busy at that time. So, but yeah, and then just seeing some of my friends that, got to investigate with them and do a lot of things with them. It was pretty amazing. So, anyway, um, yeah, I have it queued up, ready to go. Yeah, there's so many people faking shit. Um, And unfortunately, like when Disney took over the ship, just a lot of the made up stories, a lot of the things that they did to try to get people to go on the tours, some of the fake or the some of the things that they're just made up to try to get people drawn there. It's funny how a lot of the stories were fake, and it's funny how there's some psychics that my god, that kind of use that stuff, and it's like, oh my god, if they only knew that was a made up story and they, say that they're picking up on stuff. It's just I just want to laugh. So anyway, I'm going to have to get it started because it's a little lengthy. So I just had to turn off my phone, put it on vibrate on silence. Wow, that's pretty crazy, Rachel. Yeah, that was kind of like, well, I kind of told you guys about a story about, a little girl coming through white noise, and then she ended up standing at the foot of my bed. It was weird. That was my first experience with her. She used to come through doing sessions, and she would basically make herself known here when I was first doing my shows. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, I guess without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. started because, like I said, it is a little lengthy, and I mean, I could pause it and talk about it, or we can talk about it after. But all right, let me go ahead and let me do this. How am I going to do this? If I do it, see, yeah, I guess I could do it that way. Let's see, or do I want to do it? No, I don't want to do it like that. I'll shrink down the window. Mm, guess I'm just going to have to do it like this. Let me break these apart. Let me see if I go full screen. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to figure out best way to do this. Oh, shit. Not that. I go full screen. That'll work. Let me hide this other. I don't know why that graphic is up. All right, let me turn my camera off. All right, I'm just going to start it up. Let me know if you guys can hear it okay. You can only hear me? Okay, hold on a sec. Hold up. That's what I was afraid of. Let me let me do a couple of things here. When is it coming through on? Try to figure this out. Let me see. Can you guys hear the audio now? Still no sound? Mm, all right, I'm trying to figure it out. Should be coming through. Mm, I don't have to try to figure it out. Why is my audio broken? Why? Trying to figure this out still. Mm, trying to figure it out still. Not sure why it's not coming through. Um, check. I mean, I'm coming through, but why? Uh, everything looks good unless, hold up. Mm, you guys hearing anything yet? I don't know what the hell. Now I sound strange. Huh, it's weird, 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 weird. Mm, yeah, I'm not sure what's up. You guys hear audio? So now you guys hear it? No? So you guys were hearing? What up? You don't hear me now? Um, check, check, check. Yeah, I'm just not sure why you're not hearing the audio from YouTube. You hear the audio okay? You hear music? So you hear the music, Carl? Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at. Trying to figure out why. Yeah, I'm not sure. No, I didn't touch the YouTube. I didn't touch the audio for. Let me fire something up. Test something here. Was I
I'm a British host, founder and head chef of
All right, so now you guys hear it. What the hell is wrong with Chrome? That's weird. That is weird. All right, so just give me a second. Okay. I'm gonna pause the music. All right, now let me get this all squared away again. All right, so for those of you that just joined in a little late, I was going to share kind of like a documentary from the Queen Mary. Um, this just kind of brings back lots of memories and kind of got sad because, like I said before, I didn't. I met Peter James once on the Queen Mary, and he and I just started talking. We started sharing stories. Ended up spending a good hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours with him. He took me a few places, shared stories. Um, this was before Disney took over. Um, and then it was sad because then, Disney started setting up tours and making up stories about the, things that would go on the Queen Mary. But the funny thing is some people would go on there, talk about it. So you knew the stories were bullshit. They were made up, and they're still running with those stories, and it's just kind of funny. So-called psychics bringing things up. They were totally made up stories. Um, picking up on things that were totally made up. So anyway, so I was just gonna share this with you guys. And we could have a little discussion about it. Um, maybe next week or something. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to show you guys this, and I'll start it up now. So just I'm going to turn my camera off, start up the screen. That would probably be on your phone, Janice, because I don't have captions on.
Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form.
Hello, I'm Peter James. Welcome to Ghost Encounters on board the Queen Mary. Hauntings have been reported in all cultures worldwide since the beginning of recorded history, and man has sought to understand and prove the existence of ghosts. And with a great deal of skepticism, it's taken many years of pondering the greatest mystery in the world of the unknown. Is there life after death? Now, the experiences I've had regarding the mysteries of life after death has led me to believe, with some compelling evidence, that we live in a parallel world of coexistence with ghosts and spirits, parallel and as close as an arm's reach. This truly is where the continuity of life exists, and there is life after death. I've investigated places around the globe, and there isn't an actively haunted place in the world that I would be afraid or reluctant to investigate. And the Queen Mary is no exception, with its 600 active resident ghosts. Fiona, this is so exciting to be able to share this time with you.
Thank
and
you.
have you experience some of the strange goings on that I've dealt with for years. And I hear this is your first time here.
It's my very first time. When I walked onto the boat tonight, I mean, I've heard the legends of the Queen Mary being haunted, and of course I've heard of you and the extraordinary things that you do here when you contact the ghosts that are here on this ship. And I have to say, I walked onto the ship and I felt quite unnerved. The hair stood up on my arms. There's a really intense energy here.
Yes, that's a familiar feeling. I've been unnerved a number of times. However, I've never been frightened because, in my opinion, most ghosts are friendly. Therefore, we're in no danger.
So you've never felt threatened by a ghost here?
Never felt threatened, although I've been pushed, slapped, kicked, burned a number of times.
Burned?
Yes.
How have you been burned?
I don't know. I don't know how I do it, but I had my face burned by a ghost.
What, so you actually had like a red mark?
Yes, I did. It was quite intense. Quite intense. But most ghost-like people are friendly. But we have to realize that the majority of them died here with untimely, tragic circumstances, which renders them sort of in between places of the afterlife places. And
so is the fact that they died a tragic or unexpected death something to do with the way they exist now as ghosts?
Absolutely, versus someone dying from natural causes. Because I theorize that when you die tragically or untimely, that you're on a lower frequency of consciousness.
What you're about to see is archival footage. At 9:13 p.m. on our way to the cargo hold, a loud pounding sound was heard. I theorize it was the remaining crew members from the Curacao. After talking with engineering, they could not give a reasonable explanation for the pounding sounds. To this day, it remains a mystery.
You on? This is a sound of some sort, isn't it?
You feel it?
Yeah. It's a call for help. It's a plea for help. Back in 1991, I was seated right here in a big overstuffed chair, a table between us, and my videographer sat here. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm saying, "Jackie, talk to me." And all of a sudden, I was slapped.
Hit you?
Real hard, my right upper arm. It left a handprint there. That was Sarah. Sarah, to my understanding, drowned in the pool in 1949. Sarah's very territorial, very aggressive, very protective of Jackie, by the way. But the sad part is that most ghosts are not aware of being dead.
Really? So they still think they're here, and do they experience us as ghosts, or do they experience us as humans? I mean,
No,
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
I
I
want to
do.
resent the fact
Yes.
that we're alive and they're dead.
No, I don't think so, because like most people, when we die, we have the same consciousness. So therefore, seeing us from their perspective, that they think that they're still alive. So there's virtually no difference with their seeing us versus our sensing them.
So I'm stretching my legs here, and I hear something over at the door, and I look, and I see the doorknob turn.
Executive Chef Brad Tolmes.
It stops, and nobody comes in. A couple seconds later, the doorknob turns again. I can hear it. So I come over the doorway, and I wait for it to happen again, and the doorknob turns. So I'm thinking, all right, someone's on the outside, I'm going to catch him, right? So I grab the door like this, and I look out, and nobody's here.
The next day, Brad tells the assistant manager his story.
He says, it's impossible. I get the same cold chills I got that night. He goes, it's impossible, Chef. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, there's no way that can happen. He goes, let me show you. So he goes outside, okay? Watch this. The doorknob turn? The doorknob can't turn from the outside. You can only turn from the inside. So whatever was turning the doorknob was on the inside.
Fiona, another spectacular place. This is the Grand Salon. And during the Second World War, this particular salon, being the largest on the ship, housed the sick, dying, and wounded, with bunk beds and gurneys stacked up here, nurses, doctors, blood transfusions, and amputees were all cared for. And in the back of this area, there's an area called the distribution center currently. Well, in that particular area, they have a small morgue. So those that died here, they simply carried them in the back for burial at sea or shipped back home to the United States or elsewhere in the world. And this side, interestingly, was the mess hall.
Really?
That fed thousands of troops. So
While this was also being used to treat.
simultaneously, the sick and dying, the wounded, and some of them that were more ambulatory got out of their beds and went and had breakfast. So imagine blood and guts, if you will, in a nice way. It's hard to imagine. But this is, in fact,
Death and
they
dinner.
died here and died here. Come in and come out. So
It's I guess it's just an insight into how chaotic and crazy that period was in so many ways. So there was just so many people crammed on this ship. There was nowhere else to
imagine
go.
16,000, but it wasn't.
What is it in modern times? How many people would stay on the ship now, as it is as a kind of a destination for tourists? And
Yeah, to my understanding, the Queen Mary can comfortably house around 3,000 people.
3,000.
So, but imagine.
So 16,000.
16,000 stacked, literally stacked. So they could come on in and have your food, guys. You need a blood transfusion to the left. You need to be taken out to the right. I mean, it was that kind of thing, sadly. The history behind the archives. First of all the old deck chairs are stored here, all the old furnishing, draperies, and big lamps, and all sorts of stuff that there are old records down here stored here. But back in 1959, briefly, there was a family of 4 people housed on B deck, and father, mother, and 2 little girls, ages 4 and 2. For some unknown reason, the father went berserk and strangled his wife.
Oh my goodness.
And 2 little girls. And the mother and 2 little girls were found lying across their beds with ligatures around their necks. Dana and the father was found in the restroom, the bathroom, dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So Dana, the older child, plays down here, and you hear her say, "Mommy, Mommy," down here. Also, more importantly, this being the bow and the very bottom of the ship, this is where, in 1942, the Queen Mary struck the Curacao, which was the smallest ship, British ship. It was the escort ship, escorting the Queen Mary away from Hitler's torpedo ships. But the Queen Mary was told not to stop under any circumstances.
Right.
And the Curacao got in its path and dwarfed by the size of the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary struck it.
Oh.
It split in half, sank in 7.5 minutes, taking with her 338 crew members, all of which were clinging to the bottom of the ship as it passed by. So the impact is right
It's
here.
down here.
Right here.
Do you see it in the hull or anything? Or they were obviously repaired it all?
It's all been repaired, okay? This is the main entrance to what is known as, careful, why don't you step in, Judy, careful.
Thank you.
This is the main entrance to the archive. And if you look, the old furniture and
The old books,
the old
wonderful.
books and shelves and little beautiful stained glass window, and they have music and look all the
music books I've
I
played
think so.
piano with. Goodness,
Really?
very dusty.
Very dusty, yeah. Be careful, don't sneeze. How about it? Those are all deck plans, I think. We're about to enter the main area of the archives, so let me make this suggestion. We're not going to stop on this deck. We're going to go down one more. I just want your take on something. Be very careful, watch your footing, watch your step. Come in a moment. This particular deck has quite a history. Why?
There's something going on here straight away.
Come with me.
Strange energy.
Come with me. Step inside and let me explain what this was during the war. This, during the war, was the morgue. Okay? This was the morgue. And sometimes, clearly, the odor of formaldehyde permeates the air. So just imagine if they had refrigeration down here then. And what they would do, remember the clearing that we stood by earlier by the water?
Yes.
They would take the bodies there and put them on other ships to take them away, either by plane or somehow to get them out of here. But this was one of the morgues. Okay, I think one of the main morgues.
Because there was another off the Royals.
Yes, right. There's about 3 more. This is one of them. So it's going to seem quite sad, but to my knowledge, they have photos of the bodies literally stacked down here because they died so from hundreds, literally. So, but more importantly, I'll take you downstairs to the very bottom.
Upon reaching the cargo hold, I decided to do something I rarely do, and that is channeling. However, it happened rather spontaneously as I began to channel Captain Jones. He uses my vocal cords and speaks through me.
Bring me into your dimension temporarily, and you come into mine temporarily. Jeremy, communicate with me now. Who are you? Tell me who you are.
Are you Jeremy? Go ahead, talk to me. Talk louder. Are you Jeremy? Who are you? Who are you? Joe? Jones? Captain Jones? Can you give us a message, Captain Jones? Can you speak clearer, Captain Jones? And louder? Tell us what you want us to know. Are there others here, Captain Jones? Will the others talk through you? The pool? Do you want us to meet you in the pool? Will everyone be in the pool? The key? If we go to the pool, will you talk to us there? Okay.
After departing the cargo hold, on the advice of Captain Jones, this is where I began to make contact with Jeremy. But Jackie spoke instead. This time, when Jackie spoke, it was witnessed by over 30 Queen Mary executives.
You want me to come upstairs? I'm getting a sense of Jeremy? Are you upstairs? There's something here. Yes. Hello? Speak to me. Hello? Jeremy? Yes. Talk to me. Talk to me now. Speak to me. I know you're here, Jeremy. Speak to me. Jackie, is that you? This is an engine room. Quite frankly, I've never felt any activity in this area to speak of, only on occasion. As you can see, it's the old copper wires and things, and the engines, and this
You
is.
think though, with the copper wiring, it's with what we do, it's with my experience that copper is a really great conductor of
Yes.
energy for obvious reasons, which is why it's part of the switchboard. But you can, for electromagnetic energy, of paranormal presences as well. So.
Indeed.
How do they see us over here, or is it the same time for them, or it depends on when they've passed on? Or
I theorize that they're still in their particular time frame or time era, if you will. But I also feel that they see us as is now, as we are now, perhaps with a bit of confusion. But more importantly, we also have to consider that despite the time frame, their plea is to have recognition, to our recognizing the fact that they're still here. And in most cases, asking for help, understanding, or clarity as to why they're here or why we're here. Now, I know for a fact that Captain Treasure Jones smoked cigars.
Oh, it's really bright around
Isn't it
here.
pronounced? Wow. All we're lacking is the actual smoke.
Which you don't do in here. You don't smoke.
No, there's no smoking allowed. But clearly the odor of cigar smoke permeates the air. I've contacted Captain Jones on many occasions in numerous locations aboard the ship, but never in the propeller room, until Frank Sontag, Fiona, and myself experienced this. This is the propeller box room. It houses, isn't it amazing?
Oh, wow.
Interestingly, there are 4 propellers on board the ship, each weighing 35 tons. And this one, of course, is 35 tons. But to my understanding, the reason why they housed this particular propeller, because in 1942, when the Queen Mary struck the Curacao, the escorting ship, dwarfed by the size of the Queen Mary, this particular propeller was more instrumental, to my understanding, in helping sever the ship. 35 tons. Imagine 4 weighing 35 tons across the Atlantic Ocean. But this is why the Queen Mary was the fastest moving vessel afloat at that time.
so how fast was this going at the time? How fast could this go?
I'm guessing maybe 38, 39 knots. That was good speed in those days. Captain Britain, are you here? Captain Britain? Listen. You hear? Yeah. You hear? Listen. You hear?
Yeah, over here.
You gotta be
The voice is back.
Is that?
The voice is back.
Okay. Listen.
I got chills.
You hear that?
No, listen, you can hear it. Seriously.
Yeah. Hello? Just as I said,
It's just as you said, it started again.
Started again.
Oh my goodness.
How about that? Woo. That's
It's that strange
yes, cadence.
cadence.
Yes.
It's like a group of words that just kind of
Right.
just.
You know, Fiona, I
That's uncanny because that totally started when you. I mean, so we were standing kind of having it because Frank, we had a remarkable experience yesterday where it was in the gosh, like we've been in so many areas of the ship. Where exactly? Twin Alley. That very clear. The two captains speaking. It was absolutely uncanny. It went on for hours.
Really?
Hours.
Well, that was definitely.
That was definitely came in as you saw.
just as I spoke. Hear it? You hear it?
Yeah.
Hello, Captain? You hear him? Say hello.
You have to capture this. It's right there.
It's right here.
Yeah. And it wasn't there until you said, hello, can you call?
Yes.
And it
And
immediately it's like it was waiting there and it just
Immediately.
went, allowed to come through and
Yes.
start coming through.
And I do believe that our combined energies are somewhat of like a conduit to this energy. Number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1. It just goes on and on and on. This is amazing. And just remember, each boiler weighed 29 tons. The movie The Poseidon Adventure was filmed right here. But more importantly, I'm going to take you down a little catwalk here to show you one of the a vortex. There are several vortices on the ship, but this is one of them. And just opposite the vortex is the double bottom that I spoke about. I'll take you down there where they found the 2 skeletal remains, that of John Henry. So come on down, watch your step. John Henry. He loves the ladies, by the way, so he gets very touchy-feely. And also, this is where the little girl Dana plays. Dana! Dana! Watch your foot, honey. Just imagine each boiler weighing 29 tons. Careful, watch your heels. 29 tons. Now listen, Fiona, you're very sensitive. See if you can feel the energy here. Look, this is the vortex right here. Right here. This is it. Feel this. And the double bottom where he was found was right there. Feel this. This is the vortex right here.
Right there.
You feel it?
It's colder.
Yeah? Feel the cold?
Yeah.
Deborah, put your hand, look. Feel the cold?
Feel it in your fingers.
Feel the cold? Feel it?
You feel the energy? It makes your fingers ache.
Yeah. Circumferentially, it's right here. Let me show you. Like it's right here. Right here. And this is where the double bottom is, where they discovered the 2 skeletal remains, that of John Henry.
I can feel like there's definitely like right there.
This is the vortex right here.
Yeah, you can really feel that.
You can,
That's
yes.
very strong.
Yes.
I don't sense any entity right now, but
Okay.
I just definitely feel that.
Good. I'm glad. I figured you would.
Yeah,
Come on back.
very-
stories. He's talking, I'm telling you.
I've never heard anything like that in my life. I've never heard anything like that in my life.
That is so loud right now. This is water, and there's 50 feet of it.
Oh my God, goosebumps. Here's what I noticed. The cadence changed, so you can't pick up a rhythm as if it were a mechanical thing. There is no rhythm like it's a mechanical thing. You're standing here listening now for a good 15, 20 minutes. And as you're listening, you're trying to pick up the cadence as if it might be a boombox or some sort of music or something mechanical. It's impossible to pick up the cadence because it keeps changing. It's absolutely fascinating. I've watched this, I've listened to it, because my whole thing is, just to make sure, I've listened to the rhythm 3 separate times, and the cadence keeps changing. It changed 3 particular times, like human speech. And here's something I noticed, because you have to breathe in between. And if you stand out here, you don't hear that concept of the breathing in between like a human being. But when you put your ear here, and you close the ear off to listen against the metal, I can actually hear a pause as if it's a breathe moment.
Yes.
I've never heard anything like that before in my entire life. And I listen because, I'm not necessarily skeptical, but at the same time, I'm very curious as to break apart things and see exactly what's going on.
I said last night down the archives, if they can't speak audibly, verbally, they'll bang you, they'll knock. I'm here. This is the way. See, they have to find a way. If they can't vocalize it, then they'll do it with knocking and banging, because this is saying, give me a sign that you hear it, boom, boom, boom. And when they find that boom, 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 that they can create that noise, that effect, I found a way to communicate. It's the same thing that he did down the archives. He's talking, but it sounded like a lot of garble, but it's we're trying.
But there's enough of an enunciation,
Yes.
and there's enough of a rhythm.
And it gets clearer depending on how we're responding to what it's doing. We're just talking. It's just, but when we stop and speak, like when we stopped and asked, then it became more closer to speech.
Right.
It broke up and there was more of a break in it. It's like what happened last night, where it's like that, what I say and what I see is not me, it's them. And it's almost like my eyes are theirs. And that's when I say I see a wound, I see green, I'm looking at my body because I'm them for a minute. And it's the memory, the thing that they have most clearly, like you say, that loop, that time loop. And Peter, I'm getting only to understand this more and more as it happens more often in my life, because I'm letting it happen, whereas I've always pushed it away and thought, oh, that's my imagination, or that's not. It's not. It really, they come through and they use me as a vessel of communication, much like they use the metal of this ship.
Right. And Deborah, this is a very special area known as door number 13. And it's my understanding in 1966, a young fireman named John was crushed to death during the process of a fire drill. And he was not well liked, and I theorized that the young man was in fact murdered at this door. Also in 1942, there was a serviceman named John McKinsey that died the same way. One was Howard McKinsey, the other was John. Now, interestingly, when you reach this area, I always feel a bit of resistance, like I shouldn't go through, because it's a very active area. So I want you to get your sense of what you feel as you go through, both of you. So follow me down the shaft. But this is the entrance door number 13.
One of my favorite numbers.
Now, question. On the Queen Mary, they have a tendency to tell the story that he was actually playing chicken with the door itself. So that's not true. That's not what you picked up.
Not to my understanding. No, that's not what I felt or saw, because I saw him rarely on occasion, and his sense to me was that he was stopped there, held there. So I feel like, see, Fiona, what do you get?
It's like I think your theory, Peter, on the person being held here or stopped in some way, is right, but I still think he managed to get out a bit. Like it's like half of it's left there. How was the Peter? How was the crushing done? It was through the door, was it?
The door shuts
Yes.
abruptly, instantly,
Yes.
within seconds it's closed.
Yes, that's what. But it was primarily his head and his leg. That's what I'm getting. It's like coming out like twists like
Yes,
that.
that's exactly. He was crushed to death in the process of trying to get out of the doorway.
So he twisted out like it's weird, which makes me think someone would have held him in as he was coming
But
out.
he also had a box of tools on the other side because he was working in the area.
Right. So what
And
did he be?
the fire alarm sounded.
He ran, and that's.
Yes, but he was on this side of it, working there, and as the door shut abruptly or closed abruptly, he got caught in the middle, but I still maintain he was held there.
Yeah.
I believe the young man was murdered because he was not well liked.
It's definitely. It's what very, very clear sensation of twisting out. It's
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm so glad you were able to sense that.
Well, so as I started to move through, I felt that I wasn't going to for a minute, but it's all you have to do is just stop for a second, and then it just comes on. It's where it is. It's a good point that when you're experiencing psychic or paranormal phenomenon, it's about your preparedness to allow it to manifest and reveal itself to you. So many people just walk through their lives with blinkers on, like just thinking life's about McDonald's and shopping malls and who you're going to date next week, and it's not. If you just take a moment to stop, then you hear the language of this psychic paranormal phenomenon speaking to you, revealing itself to you.
Of all the ghost activities that have been recorded on all mediums throughout time, there has never been such tangible, audible, interactive communication as you're about to hear. This is clearly the voice of a little girl who has been searching for her family for over 60 years.
I'm going up here for a moment. Carrie, I'm back. Talk to me, yes? Can you talk to me? Yes? I'm here with love for you. I only want to bring you love. Yes? You want to go? Yes? Can you make your presence known? Talk to me so I can understand you, the love of you. Something like that. About my flat breath, long to get that area. Hello? Carrie? You're here, aren't you, Carrie? Carrie? Oh, yes? Okay, I want to embrace you too. I'm here with love. I only want to bring you love and light, and I want to find the door. You must show me the door. We're not going to hurt you. Yes, talk to me. Hello? You want me to come down there? Okay, I'm coming down there. I'm coming through. You can't stop me. Jackie, are you here? I'd like to hold your hand if you'll hold mine.
You're at the other side, Jackie? Oh. I'm coming through. Carrie. Can you talk to me again, Carrie? I got a funny feeling in there too. So I'm going back in there. All right, now we have, there's a Sarah again. I got a Sarah again. Sarah? Are you keeping vigil here, Sarah? Yes? Yes? Let me help you. Come and hold my hand. Jackie? Yes, here. Come hold my hand now, Jackie. Let me help you. Okay, talk to me again. I don't want to go away unless you know we're here with love. I'm here to help you. Yes, you can find your mommy too. Your mommy loves you too like we do. We're here with love and light for you. Talk to me. I'm not going to hurt you. I promise you that. Show me where you are, Jackie. She said she's caught. Did you hear that? Where's she caught? Where are you caught? On top? Are we on? Can you come down? You don't have to stay here. Yes, you can do that too if you want to. Mommy loves you too. Won't you let me hold your hand? Talk to me again, Jackie. She's singing. Yeah, here. She's singing. Can I sing with you? London Bridge is falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. Can you sing with me? Sing with me, hello? Sarah. Can you sing with me? I want to go back there. I want to go back. Yes! I want to look. I'm looking. Talk to me, Jackie. Let me help you. London Bridge is falling down, falling down. Here?
London Bridge is falling down. Jackie, we gotta get going. Can we say hello and goodbye before we go? Oh, thank you.
When we set out to make this documentary about ghosts, most of the film crew was skeptical, to say the least. But once we wrapped, each person, regardless of belief or background, was profoundly changed. This is just the beginning of our exploration of the other side. This was our initial handshake with the spirits, with many more to come. We need to step away from the tasks in our everyday lives. Take a moment. Look around you. Listen. And say clearly, "Speak to me."
Hi, my name is Charles Edelman, the director and producer of Ghost Encounters. Shortly before the release of this documentary, my friend, partner on this project, and your host, Peter James, passed away. His legacy of truth and connecting the paranormal with the real world will be remembered and studied for generations to come. The gracious staff on the Queen Mary will be keeping his ashes for all time, bringing him even closer to the world that he knew all too well, and finally speaking to us from the other side of the light. So, if you have the time, go down to the Queen Mary, open your mind, and call out loud to Peter and say, "Speak to me." Peter, you will be missed, but I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, guys. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. You know, and knowing Peter and talking to him, well, for this short period of time that I knew him, talked to him, yeah, it was pretty, he's an amazing guy. And it was funny because some friends of mine were really good friends of his, and they actually brought his jacket to one of my birthday parties aboard the Queen Mary, and it was pretty cool. So I have a picture of me wearing his jacket, his leather jacket, and it was weird because that jacket has so much energy. He just, it's amazing. But yeah, it was a cool watch. I haven't seen that. I saw that video when it was first released, and a friend of mine had it posted, so that's what made me want to share it. And yeah, but it was kind of a trip. Like the first time, that it was weird because the same day that when I experienced Jackie for the first time, that was the day that I met Peter, and it was kind of funny. So I was basically getting ready to leave the ship, and I ran into Peter down in one of the hallways, and we just started chit-chatting, and I was just like in awe. And so we started talking, and then I told him, what happened with Sarah and with Jackie. Sarah actually pulled my shirt. She like yanked my shirt, and people saw my shirt like get pulled, and I turned around, thought it was somebody behind me pulling on my shirt. But yeah, there was nobody standing behind me. But three other people witnessed it. So the three of us all had some weird experiences throughout that, because we're like on a tour. Yeah, no, basically I was starstruck. Because at that time, the show Sightings was on. It was pretty big. So, I would talk to him about some of the places he's been and some of the cases he worked on, and we talked a lot about the Queen Mary. I told him about a couple of apparitions that I saw, and he was kind of floored because nobody else really knew about those. And nobody really talked about it. There's a lady in a pink dress that was in the main, where they talked about the Grand Salon. Just on the other side, there's a huge like ballroom. And in that ballroom is where I saw the lady in the pink dress dancing. And he was shocked because he heard somebody else tell us the same story, but he said that that story wasn't really shared with anybody but him. So for him, for me to say the same thing of what I saw, he was like pretty amazed. And then then we just started talking more and more. It was just kind of a trip. So yeah, that just brings back a lot of memories. So it's just kind of, kind of funny just seeing all of the him going into the boiler room. Engine room, like he said, it's pretty quiet. And the engine room is right near where that door number 13 is. Now, when you go out door 13, it basically goes out a little hall, not really that far, maybe 15 feet, maybe. And then you go up the escalators. They've totally changed the ship. So it's kind of a trip. No, and he picked up on that, Amy. He totally picked up on that. So, and I was still in denial. I was telling him, no, I don't think so. He said, no, you need to you don't give yourself enough credit. Yes, you do. But anyway, I just wanted to, share that video. Sarah's having some issues with the audio. I think I knew what happened after, because I made some changes on some other audio stuff. And that's why I started having to think about everything, go back on what some of the things that I did. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I know how I could get this to work. And that's how I got it working. So it's just, I have so much audio stuff going on this machine. I don't really want to break anything. So that's why I didn't really want to, almost gave up. But then something just clicked and I said, oh, I know exactly what it is. So clicked it and tested it and started working. So yeah. Like I said, I have so much audio stuff going on this computer that I can't really reroute the audio because I don't want to break it. Took me a long time to get it to where it's at, and I don't want to break it. So it's it's this browser. So anyway, but I know that I spent a little bit more time on here than I wanted to, but we got it figured out. I was able to share that video, and I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. I guess it's up on YouTube. I can share the link, I think. Yeah, here, I'll share the link. If you guys want to watch it again, I just shared the link. So it's in the chat. Oh, no worries. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't do much audio stuff tonight. I just wanted to take a break. Give you guys a little bit of a break and give you guys a special treat. So yeah, and the footage that they have of Jackie, it's so amazing just to hear her voice. And it was funny because one time we were there for one of my birthday parties, and we're all kind of on a drunken stupor. And so right outside the pool area, well, the main doors to the pool are always locked. You can't go through those doors. You have to go through a back way. We're all standing outside the doors of the pool, and we all heard Jackie. She was singing and playing. And we all like ran up to the door and we're listening through the door because we thought, it was like wait, was that Jackie? Because just her voice is so distinct. So we all ran up to the door, listened, and we're like, oh my God, it is. So we ran into the pool area. And when we got in there, we went down to the bottom where at the pool level, because you start up on top, you got to go down a ramp, and then you could go down these stairs, and then you're at the pool deck. We actually saw 3 wet footprints, and a friend of mine took some pictures, but we saw 3 wet footprints coming out of the pool. And mind you, the pool is dry. I mean, it's dry, it's dirty. I mean, there's layers of dust literally on the bottom of the pool. You can't cleaning crews can't go down to the deck of the pool because there's no support on the bottom of the pool. So yeah, they don't let anybody on the deck of the pool because they're afraid of it collapsing. So yeah, we saw 3 footprints on the pool deck. And there were wet footprints, and there's no way that there's no water in the pool. How did those 3 footprints show up on the pool deck? And they were small feet. I got to find the picture. But yeah, that was kind of a trip. Yeah, I gotta ask my buddy if he still has that picture. But I have so much footage. I gotta look for it. But yeah, that pool, I mean the whole, and there used to be another pool. Now there's like a theater. They built a theater where the other pool is. Because it was the first class swimming pool and the second class swimming pool. But the other one is on the backside of the ship, and now it's a theater. But anyway, all right. Well, thanks for watching, and I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, you guys can go back and rewatch it if you like. But well, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you guys soon. All right.